Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm Pam Lippitt from the Hill Street Group, and during this kind of kooky, crazy time, I thought it would be a good idea to interview some small business owners who've been doing this work for many, many years, see how they're making it through this time, and give an opportunity for people to talk about their work. So this morning, I have with me Laurie Blume.
Hello.
And Laurie, I met Laurie. I always describe Laurie when I'm recommending her as my friend. And then I stop and say, no, we worked together for many, many years as we became really good friends. So I want everyone to know the work came first and the value of what she did came first. So Laurie is from BlumeDesign. And welcome, Laurie. We're going to just chat a little bit about your business for a while.
Okay. Hi, Pam. Good morning.
I can't hear you. So just, oh, wait, there we go. Try again.
Hello.
Yep, got you.
Okay. Thanks for having me.
Oh, you're welcome. So Laurie and I first met many years ago when I was doing mainly direct mail, and Laurie was producing all the artwork for Roz and Sherm, which was a wonderful, wonderful store in Southeast Michigan that people came from all over to shop at. It was just a wonderfully run and fabulous store. And that's how we really met, I guess. I can't figure out anything.
That is how we met. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, and since then we've worked on many, many projects together. If anyone's been pretty much at a fundraiser in Southeast Michigan, they've seen the product of Laurie's work in ad journals and publicity and invitations for many, many events throughout the city. So Laurie, tell us a little bit about, well, say hello and tell us a little bit about where this love of design came from.
Okay. Well, hello. Yes, we have been working together a long time. I was always artistic. I mean, from elementary school on, I was always the one in art class that loved the drawing and loved everything. And that, really, I had some great mentors along the way. I went to the University of Michigan Art School. Industrial design, graphic design is what I studied. And along the way, I went to work for a big exhibit house, HB Stubbs, which designed all of General Motors exhibit. That was my first job out of college. Then went to work for a company called Program Products, designing retail spaces, graphics, supermarkets, drugstores for businesses all over the country. And then after that, I decided to go off on my own. And that was a long time ago, but I've been BlumeDesign for, over 25 years, probably going on 30 years. And over the years, I've had all different kinds of clients and for-profit companies, nonprofits, professional services, organizations, people that don't want to go to, a large or medium-sized ad agency. They don't have the money for that. They don't have the necessity to do that. So over the years, I've kind of built a long-time following and clientele. I've had many clients that have, been clients of mine for, many, many years.
We do. We keep saying that many, many years.
But there's something to be said for that because it's kind of a following, it's loyalty, it's, and certainly clients have come and gone. I mean, that's reality.
Right.
Times change. Certainly we're in an unprecedented time right now, but so I have worked out of my house for, over 25 years. So in that sense, this is nothing new to me. I'm sitting in my home office, which has been here for a while. You just reconfigure, you stay with the times. I'm a Mac person. I always have been, and that involves keeping up on all the software, as everybody knows now, is staying on top of all that. There's always something to learn, always, there are always new technologies, new programs, new software, and, you really have to stay up on that. And
so it reminds me, there's like a meme going around that says, I can do this work in 30 minutes because I've done it for 30 years.
Well, yeah, although, it
doesn't take 30 minutes, but it shows the value of knowing your craft. I had mentioned to you on the phone the other day that I saw a big real estate person, and her advice was to people, learn a new thing. You can take a few classes online and become, and she said, a graphic designer.
Yeah.
And the first thing I thought was, oh, no, you can't.
Yeah, no, that's a little bit simplistic. It takes a while. At the end of the day, to be a graphic designer, you have to have a design sense. That's kind of an innate thing. The computer is just a tool. Really, what used to be pencil and paper and, whatever tools we use. Yeah, exactly. So you do have to have an innate sense of design and layout and fonts and color. And, that kind of comes with training, but it comes with experience too. And it also comes with listening to clients and, listening to really what they want, what their goals are. Evaluating, what their needs are, what their budget is. So as BlumeDesign running this company, it really starts from, yes, evaluating people's needs. Where do they want to end up? Are we starting from scratch? Are we building upon something that already exists? Are we, and what's the budget? And then there's the whole business side of, writing proposals and being competitive, because there's a lot of competition out there, and then getting the account, getting the job, and then following through in a timely manner. And
so that's a good time to kind of pivot and talk about, because there aren't the fundraising events out there, and everything is Zoom, and we're using various methods. So what has that done to your business, and how are you handling not relieving the stress of your back on the tennis court?
Which I spend a lot of time on the tennis court. Zoom is great. Zoom is fine. In one sense, it's actually more efficient sometimes because, I'm a people person. I like to meet with people. I like meeting in person. That's a big part of getting a client, listening to a client, having that in-person contact. But a lot of what we do now is not in person, especially right now. But I don't really mind the Zoom. It is efficient. You can still see people. You can still see people's expressions. You can hear them. We can share a screen. So there is something to be said that, and that's where the world is going now.
And how is this,
unfortunately, but
and how has this impacted your business, and
well,
what are you doing to keep up with people?
Yeah, it's actually fine. I'm keeping up with all my clients, whether it's on the phone, whether it's on the computer. I used to meet people at coffee shops if it was a local client. Obviously that's not happening right now. And I don't really see that happening in the near future. But that's okay, because, we can still talk, we can still communicate. I'm still getting clients information. They're sending me information, whether it's text or images or whatever they want to incorporate in their campaigns. They're still sending it to me digitally, so that really doesn't change. And conversely, I'm sending people, concepts digitally, which I do anyway. So that really hasn't changed.
Yeah, I'm hoping there's going to be like a middle ground where we're sitting at two separate tables and we're screen sharing, so we see the materials up on the screen, but we can look up and see each other in person. across the room, across a crowded room.
I mean, personal
or a not crowded room, really now.
Not crowded room, but personal contact is very important.
Yeah.
So getting it back to BlumeDesign,
Yes.
what do? I do branding, I do messaging, I do strategy before the branding and messaging. What does the client need? Do they need new messaging? Do they need a whole new look? If it's a logo, I have a whole process that I do, and I develop several logo concepts for them. And then we start honing in, and we come up with a product that they really like, that they're excited about. We never move backwards. We're always moving forwards. And then from there, what do they need? They need a whole campaign, possibly. They need brochures, whether they're print or digital. Most often now they're digital. They need digital artwork. They need web design. They need advertisements, business cards, letterheads. They need, display products, even though that's more physical. But they need, once I design something and a campaign, I can reformat it so that it could be small for a digital graphic. It could be, literally taking the same content, not reinventing the wheel, but creating the whole campaign around it, whether it's an infographic, a brochure, an annual report, no matter what it is. Once the campaign is established, I just keep developing marketing assets that they can use for whatever they need.
And then you're doing something new now too.
I am.
So tell us a little bit, and it's on our little crawl here.
Right.
Gracefullygraying.com. This is a new venture for you.
Right. Henry Gornbein and I are business partners. Henry is a family law divorce attorney. He's been at that for some time, and he started interviewing people, doctors, lawyers, financial people, health and wellness, mental health. So he was interviewing people. He developed a whole library of interviews of professionals, and, heads of organizations. So, and he really wanted to address the gracefully graying community, the demographic 45 to 50 plus, people that are seniors, or really anybody who has a senior loved one, so it's the kids of the seniors too, who might be, knee deep in helping take care of the seniors, or their parents, or whomever it might be. So Gracefully Graying is a hub, a resource, community, professional dialogue, hub of legal, financial, again, mental health, wellness, lifestyle. And I am building this with Henry. We launched our website about a month and a half ago. We have, rebranded his videos. So we have a Gracefully Graying YouTube channel. We are all over social media, and we are talking to people all over the country. We're gaining sponsors, and sponsors have a platform on our site. They also contribute content. It's another way for them to get their message out and their expertise, really, which is what people are looking for. And in return, we get great content from them. For example, a large psychiatric practice, a telemedicine company, home healthcare companies. Anybody there, it's so broad as far as the categories of gracefully graying, that we're really trying to touch every category and really geographically, find people and have people contribute from all over.
Well, it sounds like, I've been on the website, and we've talked about this, and I really like the verticals, how you're dealing in different areas and then breaking things down under there, because I think various people have different issues and questions and needs right now. So it's a great one-stop resource for graying gracefully.
Right.
Really
Gracefully graying.
Yeah,
Right.
great. No, I'm saying
Yeah.
it's a good, I know that's the name, but saying it's a good way to find a one-stop place to look for all those things and all those
Right.
answering all your needs.
Right.
I think it's also a great name, that you never probably really came up with, but I know so many people who are going, should I finish going gray during this time? This is the time.
And it's interesting because initially some of the feedback was just about hair color. And okay, yes, that is an issue for many people, but this is not just about hair color, people.
Right.
This is about everything. This is about retirement and finances and speaking to health professionals and and another part of this is the community sharing their story. And we invite people to, and on our website, there's a share your story where you could submit a wonderful story. Henry's got a stepmother who is almost 100, and she's an amazing lady. And she shared her story. And we've gotten a lot of great response from that. But we want to get the community involved. We want to highlight, obviously, we launched during the coronavirus pandemic, which in one sense, people are looking for more connections now than they were before, maybe. People are more isolated now. A lot of people are on their computers, which leads me to the next topic is there's a lot of education involved too. In a perfect world, we will be putting on seminars and maybe teaching seniors, how to use technology in very simplistic explanation and format, because I know that it's challenging for a lot of people. A lot of seniors, they know how to use Zoom now, when they had no idea maybe 2 months ago, 3 months ago. So it's things like this, and we want to connect people. We want to teach people. And aside from teaching technology is, we would like to be, we are going to be holding events, of say medical professionals and have, seminars, speaking seminars. Ideally, yes, it'd be great in person, but because we want this to be a national platform, that works well for that. So
it's real. It's interesting, they say what necessity is the mother of innovation.
Yeah.
And we are at that time. And so sometimes there are some of us who go looking for new technologies.
Yeah.
And there are some of us who are dragged into,
right.
It is, you best catch up if you want to see your grandchildren.
Right. When Henry and I started this, I'd say a year and a half ago, well before the coronavirus pandemic, never did we realize or even think that we'd all be in this situation. So, it's a horrible situation for so many people on so many levels. So if we could be of any help for people, for resources, information, again, then that's great. And as I said, everybody is sitting at their computer. And so we're really trying to build this quickly and provide as much information as we can on this platform. So it's been a very, very good project. I work on this every day. Henry does as well. And we're growing, and the feedback's been very positive. And, it's a work in progress, but
great.
Yeah. And it involves a lot of creative assets. So, I'm busy doing that too.
Right.
We just sent out our first Senior Musings newsletter.
Yes, it was very good. I like the graphics in it as well.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So, thanks.
I was going to say, one of the things, and we've got about 5-10 minutes left. One of the things that is clearly here that I wanted to talk with you about is this idea of pivoting. And right now, there are all these buzzwords out there about, gig workers and contract workers and all these things. But people like us, we've been doing this forever. So let's talk a little bit about how that kind of works, like how you figure out it's the right time to pivot or to bring new. When I was doing my mailing business, which obviously mail has changed a lot over the years, but when it was really big, I used to say if a store was going out of business, I would say to them, you do know your job is to bring me 2 clients to replace you. And the funny thing is, they did. They actually did. So talk about how the growth works. I know I've introduced you to people along the way. Thank me or not thank me later. But how does that work in the real world without fancy titles attached to it?
As far as networking and meeting people?
Yeah, I know you're involved in the Birmingham Bloomfield Chamber.
Yeah, I mean, on a local level, I'm an ambassador of the Birmingham Bloomfield Chamber. I'm a member of Inforum, which is a statewide group. You always just have to network. Those events have been in person. Obviously, we're not doing that right now, but even just now, my advice to people, just networking over LinkedIn, reaching out to your contacts, having them introduce you to people. Everybody's stuck at home working. If you're an independent worker, if you're a consultant, that's the key, is to network and meet as many people as you can, because you never really know where your next work is coming from. Somebody, might know someone who has a referral for you, and, you would have never thought of that. But I kind of feel like,
what was the wildest circumstance you went through like that? What was the most random person connection that made a great client?
Oh boy. I've had a lot of word of mouth referrals. But I also have to say I've gotten some good work from people seeing my website, actually local people who.
And your website is?
LaurieBlume.com.
LaurieBlume.com.
Yes, LaurieBlume.com. But for example, for the past 6 months, I had been working with this wonderful person who found my website. He's local, lives very close to me, but is developing this amazing app called Parky Spot in New York City, and as investors, and hope to take it really global. And then the coronavirus happened. But I believe in this guy. I had been doing some work with him. He introduced me to some other people. So there's an example of, wow, like he's almost in my backyard, but he literally is doing some great stuff. And together he and I were contemplating developing another app that was completely separate from the Parky Spot app, which is the app that he was ready to launch in New York City. But anyway, you just never know, is my point.
Right.
So
be open to all conversation.
Yeah, you really do have to be open, obviously gracefully graying is for a different demographic than, maybe a 25 or 30-year-old. But I think it's important to stay connected to all the age groups, and kind of especially what I do, because I could really do work for any organization, business, individual starting a business, and I think that coming out of this coronavirus, there might be a lot of new businesses that are starting, and new.
I think so.
Yeah.
I really think you're right about that.
Yeah.
Because if nothing else, people have had time to sit and think.
Right.
And there's going to have to be some shift and stuff. There's a lot of jobs that just plain went away.
Right. And now is their opportunity. Yeah. Or maybe they have more time to do research into what they really want to do, or an idea that they've been thinking about or developing. And if you need branding and marketing assets, let me know.
And if you need a better pitch and a better, first elevator,
exactly.
So
exactly.
we work together many times. So
we do.
It would be nothing new to to work together on other projects, which I'm hoping to do as we move forward. So
exactly. And your idea of highlighting businesses and highlighting business owners, I think is great now, because it really lets people shine, and you're good at it, and you're good at listening, you're good at asking questions, and
thank you.
Keep it up, because I think there's a big need for that right now, and people need to get their word out. And
so I'll be honest, I was trying to figure out, I'm not working on the front lines. I know I know many doctors who are, and I admire them, and I'm just not doing that stuff, but I just felt there had to be a way to do something to give back.
Right.
And so this is my call. If you're a small business or you have an idea and you want a platform for a half hour, just, send me a LinkedIn message, a Facebook message. These are completely free. Laurie will get this later, and she'll be able to also put it on her social media. So it's just an opportunity to chat and see what's going on inside our rooms. So
right. So you keep up the good work too.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. And with that, we're really at the end of our half hour. Laurie thought it would like drag on, but
I thought it would drag on, but it went very fast.
It doesn't. So listen, look, folks, I would highly recommend that you look at, I'm using a new technology today, so if I'm a little bit all over the board, that's why. But look for Laurie Blume, reach out, connect with her on LinkedIn.
So it's not BlumeDesigns.com, it's LaurieBlume.com that I'm seeing on the.
Oh, okay. I thought it was Blume Design, but I will. So we have that right here, and we will correct that. Look at that.
Correct.
LaurieBlume.com. At least I know how to spell the right Laurie and E at the Blume.
Yes, nobody does.
Reach out to her, reach out to me, and we will see you with the next opportunity.
Thank you, Pam.
So
Thank you. Okay. Bye-bye.